I never mess up the commas. You know I put that on my mama. Running through these tags, yo. I'm running through these tags, yo. You know I got the cat flow. You know I got the bankroll. In an all black Range Rover. Finna make it rain in this. You need an all black raincoat.
Welcome to the RYS Podcast, also known as the RYS Rack Your Shit Podcast, where we talk about getting your life together, from grinding to shining, to doing what you say you're gonna do, to having more discipline, work ethic, grit, and becoming the best version of you. Lastly, real topics, real people, real business. I'm your host, Ajay. Let's get it. Yeah. Hey. Man, how y'all doing today, man? How y'all doing today? It's a beautiful morning, beautiful day, whatever time you listen to this, man. But firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for following along with the RYS Podcast. This is episode 7. And yeah, man, if you get some value out of this, or just if you rock with the podcast, if you rock with the name, go ahead and share this, man. Send this out to a friend. It'll take you 5 seconds. Post this on your Instagram story. If you got something from this, and yeah, just share it with others. Well, with that being said, let's get right into the show, man. Today's going to be an episode about self-development, per usual. We will have some real world, real topic episodes coming this week. I promise you that. And that's where we just go and we talk about the real world and what the hell's going on. But as of right now, we're going to work on becoming a better person, like we always do. So let's get right into today's topic, man. Today's topic is your life's trajectory. And I want us to be very honest in this assessment of our life, right? I want us to be completely honest, because if you're not honest with yourself, you will never grow. So let's get into it right now. So as you guys know, I give typically 3 sub-headlines, three big bullet points, and then in those bullet points, I go down into a little more details. So my first big bullet point, aka sub-headline, is let's get an honest assessment of your life, right? Of your life, my life, of our lives. We need to be honest with ourselves, right? And I want to ask this question like this. If you continue to do what you're doing right now, what would your life look like in 5 years? Just really think about that. If you continue to do the things you are doing, what is your life going to look like in 5 years? Now, before I get really too deep into this, I wanted to do a quick little exercise. And if you're driving, please don't do this exercise. Or if you're doing something that, could cause an accident, because we're going to close our eyes, please don't do it. But if you are in a safe place, in an environment to where you could do this exercise, let's do this, man. So if you're following along with me, and even if you're driving, just you can still visualize, just make sure your eyes aren't closed. But yeah, let's close our eyes for a second, right? And I want you to visualize who you want to become in 5 years, right? So I'm closing my eyes as we're doing this right now, as I'm talking through this. Visualize who that person is. Visualize what that person looks like. Visualize the qualities, the traits that person has. Visualize that energy that you in 5 years are bringing to the table. Visualize what your family looks like. Visualize what your friends look like. Visualize what material things you have around you. What have you amassed? What you want your bank account to look like. Visualize this. Soak it in, right? And the more descriptive, the better. The more you tangle your 5 senses into this visualization that you're doing, the better. The more you could feel that feeling of how you are 5 years from now, that feeling that comes with that visualization, the better, right? So really grasp into that, hone into that. And I see a very clear picture of who I want to become in 5 years, of who I will become in 5 years, right? All right, hold it in for a little bit longer. Keep closing your eyes. Keep working that. Keep visualizing that. Keep seeing yourself. Smell what the smells around you are. Get that feeling of you accomplished so much, right? Of you worked so hard. All right, now open your eyes. Now, here it is. Now, what you're doing today, will that get you closer to who you want to become? Or will that keep you stagnant? Or does it even regress and put you further on where you want to become? And this is where I say honesty plays a huge part. Honesty plays a huge role in this. Because if you're honest with yourself and you're saying, you know what? That person who I want to become in 5 years and the things I'm doing now, my routines, my habits, my standards, doesn't align with who I want to become, right? And the second you become honest about that is the second you can make real change. So with that question being asked, answer that question really fast. What you're doing today, is that getting you closer? Is it getting you further? Or is it keeping you stagnant to who you want to become in 5 years? Right? And then, so yeah, let's go to the second bullet point on this, man. about your habits, routines, and standards you have. What are the standards you have? What are your habits look like? What are your routines look like? You know what? I want to say this. I hate but love at the same time this weak ass culture that we're building up. You know why? Because we have this entire group of people who are coming out of school, coming out of college, thinking that the world is easy, thinking that everything should be handed to them, thinking that everybody wins a trophy, thinking that they could put in very minimal effort, very minimal work, and expect to get something huge in return. Hey, like I said multiple times, real life doesn't work like that. If you want to become a multimillionaire in this world, you have to grind. You know what? So I look at people's habits, right? And here goes my third bullet point, man. I see a lot of people talking about they want to do this, talking about they want to do that. But you know what? If you look at their actions, if you look at their standards, if you look at their habits, you'll say, well, hold on. I see some cognitive dissonance here. I see you say you want to be this, but your habits and your actions are proving me that you just want to be average. That you honestly, you just want to be below average, but you say you want to be a multimillionaire. You say you want to start your own company. You say you want to do this. But what is your habits looking like? And this is why I say I hate, but I love this society. You know why? And this is the harsh truth. And if you're listening to this podcast right now, this probably isn't you, but this is the people that we're competing against. And I know I like to say we always compete with our future selves, right? That is key. But let's be real. We're still competing with others. We're still competing with people around us. Shout out Tim Grover, man. Winning and Relentless. Talks about competing all the time. You have to compete, right? And you're telling me the people I'm competing with, they don't wake up early. The people I'm competing with, they don't work out. The people I'm competing with, they like to get comfortable. They like to stay comfortable. They don't like to get uncomfortable. The people I'm competing with want to have conveniency in their life, but they want to be successful, but they want to be a multi-millionaire. Good luck. If this is what I'm competing with, good luck. I will crush you. 10 times out of 10 times, I will crush you. If you're coming out of high school or you're coming out of college and you're thinking this world is so easy, right? Because you've been told this, you've been indoctrinated into this weak ass society mentality where you don't have to get your hands dirty, where I'm just going to work from home all day. That's the type of work you want? That you don't want to grind? You don't want to work hard for your shit? You don't want to put in the work? Good luck keeping up with people like me. And that's not this. Let me make this clear. That is not ego. This is real. You got people complaining for working 40 hours a week. You're complaining because you're working 40 hours a week and yet you say you want to one day open your own business? You got people complaining saying, oh yeah, being an entrepreneur, I get to set my own hours. No, the hell you don't. You know what? When you're an entrepreneur, when you go home, you don't get to just turn it off. You're always thinking about it because you know why? Because people's lives are relying on you. Your life is relying on you and you have to hold yourself accountable. If you don't feel like working, guess what? You don't get paid. If you don't feel like going to work, you don't get paid. If you don't feel like getting up, you won't get paid. So if you can't push yourself to get uncomfortable just for a little bit, to wake up early, and you want to be an entrepreneur, good luck. Now I'm not saying this to dissuade anybody, but I'm saying this to be honest with you. We live in this soft ass world to where everybody wants to get whatever they want, whenever they want. And the real world doesn't work like that. And I actually love that we have, it's a love-hate relationship, right? Because I hate the way our society is going. But if you're listening to this and you want to be a high achiever, guess what? The pool to become above average has gotten so much smaller. It just keeps shrinking. The more people that want to rely on the government, the more people that want to give all these reasons to why they're not where they are. The people that they complain about working 40 hours a week. These people, guess what? We're going to dominate them. We will dominate these people. You know why? Because they don't have it in here. So again, let me wrap it all around. Don't be a talker, be a doer, right? And listen, this isn't saying that you have to be a multimillionaire or you have to start your own company. Who cares about being an entrepreneur, man? Most of the time, being an entrepreneur is freaking one of the hardest things ever. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be just the best at what you do. How about that? How about you being the best version of yourself daily, right? And let me say this. And you don't have to want, if you just want a cushion life, if you want a comfortable life, if you don't want to make a lot of money, that's cool. That's cool. But don't act like you do, and then your actions are shit. Don't act like you want to become a millionaire and you're freaking sleeping in every day. Don't act like you're really about to grind, talking on Instagram like you're about to grind, and then you see yourself what you actually do. Someone follows you for a day and you don't do shit. This is the world we live in. We live in talkers and not doers. We live in people who want to talk a big game, but when it comes down to it, like, okay, let me give you a great example. We have a bunch of entrepreneurs out here, right? Entrepreneurs, let's say they are. How many of them would clean toilets? How many of them would do what they need to do to get the job done? Listen, for me, I'll do whatever I have to do. If I have to clean toilets one day, I'll clean toilets. If I have to wake up at 4 a.m. to go clean whatever I have to go clean, I'll clean it because I'm not better than nobody. And this is the price I'm paying right now. I'm a small business. I'm a startup business. And if I have to go through this, if this is what I have to do to become where I want to get to become closer to that my future self in 5 years, so be it. I'll do it. But you have a lot of people out here that claim to be entrepreneurs that don't even want to get their damn hands dirty, that sleep in every day, that think that money should just come to them, that think they're owed some shit. Listen, if you're listening to this right now and you think that America owes you a dime, you're in for a rude awakening. And I'm sorry that this damn school and this indoctrination BS is teaching you guys this, but America doesn't owe you a damn thing. Nothing. You owe you. And once you start getting into that mindset of I owe me and my life is where it is because of me, once you get to that point, then everything changes for you. But until then, until you start having all these damn excuses, until you if you keep this excuse, this victim mentality, all this other BS, your life will be the same. It bothers me so much, the amount of people who think they should have what other people have, but not do what other people do. Right? And there's that great quote, like I said last time. If you want to have things that others don't have, you must do things that others won't do. Right? And it's just this whole entitled bullshit mentality that we're breeding up in this society. And like I said, it's a love-hate relationship. I hate it, but I love it because you know why? Because our competition shrinks. And these are people that we're competing against. People literally complain to work 40 hours a week. They're complaining on working 40 hours a week. So you know what we do? You know what we do as high performers, high achievers, and having high standards? We work a little bit longer every day. We get more useful hours out of the time we put in, and we work more than 5 days a week. You know how much that compounds? Like crazy. We will be doing so much more out. By the time in a 5-year span, you know what? After this episode is done, I'm going to stay tuned for that. I'm going to do a little calculation on my computer. And let's just say we work an extra 3 hours a day and we work 6 days a week. And we'll do it at 52 weeks a year. And we'll see in 5 years how much greater that gives our competition. You know what? I'll just do it now. Oh my gosh. Now, mind you, this is working 52 weeks a year. But this is freaking insane. Oh my gosh. Now let's divide this by the average person working hours. Oh my freaking gosh. This is crazy. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is crazy. All right, guys. So I just did the math right now. And this is saying that you work an extra 3 hours a day and you work 6 days a week. Do you want to know how much this compounds in 5 years? Check this out. So the average person works 40 hours a week, right? And then let's just do that 40 hours a week times 52 weeks, because there's 52 weeks in a year, knowing that, you know, people are going to take vacation, people are going to do this, blah, blah, whatever. We'll just do it at the entire 52 just for rough numbers right now. So that's 2,080 hours a year that somebody works, right? So in 5 years, that person would work 10,400 hours. 5 years, 10,400 hours. Now, let's say that person works an extra 3 hours a day, right? So instead of 8-hour days, they do 11-hour days, and they do one extra day a week. So they work Monday through Saturday, or they just work 6 days a week, right? And we'll times that again at 52, knowing that's not, 100% accurate. But check this out. By just doing 3 hours extra a day and adding that one extra day a week, you are now working 3,432 hours a year. 3,432. That is insane compared to 2,080. All right, so check that out. So we have 2,080 hours a year for the average person that works 40 hours a week. And we have the extra person that puts in 3 extra hours at 1 extra day. They have 3,432 hours a year. Now, in 5 years, this is where the disparity happens. In 5 years, that person that put in those extra hours has worked a total of 17,160 hours, opposed to that other person that just worked 10,400 hours. You want to know the difference of this? That's a difference of 6,760 hours. That's about 3.25 years. You will be 3.25 years ahead of somebody that just put in the average amount of time. Let me say that again. 3.25 years ahead of someone that puts in the average amount of time of work. And they're going to look at you and think, oh yeah, this person's lucky. Lucky? Are you kidding me? Do you see the compounding difference here? I am in 5 years. In 5 years, I have 3.25 years to you. So you have put in 5 years, you just put in a normal 5 years worth of work. If you just put in those extra hours, you have put in 5 years, that person is going to have to work 8 years, 8.25 years to get to where you are in 5 years. It's simple math. But these people want to complain about working 40 hours a week. Come on. And you wonder why people play catch up. You right? Look at this. It's in here. So let me get to my bullet point number 2, man. Do you have a plan for who you want to become or where you want to go? Right? And so we did that amazing exercise, right? We saw who we wanted to be. And this is what we have to do. We always have, not always, but we should work backwards, right? We should get the vision of who we want to become. And then we have to work backwards. We have to take it from, okay, if I want to become this, what do I have to do at a macro level, right? And then we get that macro level, and then we have to even go down to what do we have to do at a micro level? So what do we have to do yearly, right? What do we have to do monthly? What do we have to do weekly? What do we have to do daily? And then you even go to what do we have to do every morning, right? How do I win the morning, to win the week, to win the month, to win the year, right? That's how it should go. So have a plan. Have a plan in place. We can't just have these huge dreams and no plan, right? And then another question I want to ask you is this. What are you spending your time doing, right? So after we have our plan, we have to also wonder where are we spending most of our time? Are we spending our time on things that don't matter to us? Are we spending our time on things that don't get us closer to who we want to become? We really have to X out these things because they will not get us to where we need to be. And think about this. Jim Rohn says it perfectly. He says a few errors in judgment repeated daily is the recipe for failure. And I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say it just like that. But think about it. It's just a few errors in judgment repeated daily, right? It's you sleeping in. It's you saying, oh, I'll do this later. And later comes the next day. And next day becomes to the day after. And the day after becomes to the next week. It's you procrastinating, basically, is what I'm saying. A few errors. Doesn't take a lot of errors. But over time, those errors compound. And you'll wake up, and in 5 years, you'll be nowhere near who you wanted to become. Don't think that this is what gets me so frustrated. People think that success just happens overnight, right? People think that they're just going to wake up one day, and they're just going to turn it on, and it's just everything's going to happen to them. Dude, if you're going out every night, if you're drinking every night, and you're trying to compete against someone like me, who's waking up early, who's grinding in the gym every day, who's putting their body through uncomfortableness, who's making sure that to pick the route that's less chosen, to not make their life easy, and you want to compete against me? Good luck. I will smoke you. If you think by you going out all the time, by you living a comfortable life, by you sleeping in every day, by the alarm dominating you, by your body and your negative thoughts dominating you, you think you're going to compete with someone like me? You think you're going to compete with someone who's listening to this episode, who has their shit in order? And listen, it's not even about having your shit in order. This is about becoming a better person daily. And you think you're going to compete with someone, with people like us? Good luck. Keep getting this, keep preaching this woke shit. Keep living this thing that America owes you something, that you're entitled to something. Where you're competing against a huge pool of people like who think like myself, who we know that everything in life is earned, not given, right? That's the type of people you're up against. And I guarantee you, 10 out of 10 times, the person who has the kill me to beat me mentality, the person who knows they have to work and grind for everything they want, they will win 10 out of 10 times. And this is another thing too, is like, don't think just because, like, say you start turning things around, right? Don't think just because you start to turn things around, it's going to happen like this. Things that are happening in my life right now are because of the things I did months ago. When I say months ago, I mean 3-6 months ago. It's just starts showing up now. So just know that this is not going to happen overnight. And my third point I want to get on, and this is going to be the last point, is excuses. I'm tired of hearing excuses. People give excuses for everything. Hey, did you I keep people around me accountable. Hey, did you read that book? No, I didn't read that book. I didn't have enough time. And I'm not talking. And if I tell this to a bunch of people I keep accountable. So don't think I'm just picking on you. This happens a lot of times to the people that I keep accountable, including my brothers. Hey, did you read that book? No, I didn't have time. Oh, you didn't have damn 10 minutes a day to read 10 pages. There's 1,440 minutes in a day, and you didn't have enough time to read a book. You didn't have enough time to read 10 pages a day. Are you kidding me? 10 pages. That should take you 10 to 15 minutes. You know what? Do this exercise. After you get done listening to this, look on your phone, right? And go into the settings so where you can see how much time you spend on your phone. Right? Now go look on there and go see how much time you spend on Instagram. Go see how much time you spend on YouTube. Go see how much time you spend BSing. And then tell me you can't spend 10 damn minutes reading a book, bettering yourself, bettering your life. Shut the hell up with these excuses, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm a person who doesn't take shit. And I give myself excuses. And you know what I say? I'm the same type of energy to myself. Ajay, you're being weak as hell. Shut that shit up, Ajay. Stop giving excuses and get it done. Period. So yeah, remember, guys, I'm not just talking outwardly. I'm talking inwardly too. So stop the mother effing excuses. If you want it bad enough, you'll find a way to get it. Let me say that one more time. Stop the damn excuses. If you want something bad enough, you will find a way to make it work. You will find a way to make it happen. If you want to see that person, you will find a way to see that person. If you want to get things accomplished, you will find a way to get it done. Think about it. We always find time for the things that we prioritize in our life. And for some reason, we always find time to log on to Instagram every day. I guarantee the average person, including myself, spends over an hour on Instagram daily. Right? 1,440 minutes in a day. And we don't have 10 minutes to read. We don't have 10 minutes to visualize. But we could spend an hour on Instagram. We could spend an hour on TikTok. We could spend an hour on Facebook. But we can't spend an hour on ourselves. We can't spend time with God. It's sickening, man. I'm sick and tired of these damn excuses. If you're one to give excuses, you're going to be one to fail. I'll tell you that right now. If excuses runs your life, you are going to fail in life. Because guess what? Life doesn't give a shit about your excuses. Life doesn't care what you have to say. Life doesn't care. You either get it done or you don't. Time is going to keep on going. So it doesn't matter how many excuses you have. You're either getting shit done or you're not. And I was going to go on another one with my peers, man, but I think I'm just going to end it with that because that was, I'm ending it with that. So I hope you guys like this episode, man. If you've got some value out of this, please share it. We're trying to grow the podcast, man. We're just starting out. Oh, and I'm also going to be having guests on the show pretty soon. I just wanted to have at least, 10 episodes on here before I started bringing other people, just to lay a foundation. And I thank you guys so much, man. Thanks for enjoying the show. Make sure you share it. And I'll see you guys this week because we're doing a real topic where we talk about the real world and we talk about some crazy topics that are going on because y'all know this world is going to shit. Well, it's actually not going to shit because regardless of what any circumstance, we're still going to find a way to win because that's what we do, baby. Let's go. Play that music. We out of here.
I never mess
Let's
with
go.
the commas.
Peace.
You know I put that on my mama. Running through these tags, yo. I'm running through these tags, yo. You know I got the cat flow. You know I got the bankroll.